morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this video. Welcome to the final day of the Dorney Park operating season. To be honest, it went by in a flash. It felt just like yesterday that we were here on that rainy opening day, checking out whatever was new. But today is a very sad day, obviously, because the park this is the last operating season of the year, but also just because, as of recording this, Six Flags America is now closed. Today is the final day for that park. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get out there for the funeral, and I'm sure most of the roller coaster enthusiast community is out there right now, so shouldn't expect to see a lot of people here today. I'm pretty sure I might be the only one here today, but support one of my home parks, just all that, you know. But with that, without further ado, and for the final time this year, let's get right into the park. Now, today is also a very special day because instead of going first here to Talon, we are going to turn left and go down the hill. Reason being, right now I sit at 80 rides on the season for Iron Menace, so that means I just need 20 rides today to get 100 rides on the season. Now, I don't know if that'll be possible unless we rope drop it, so that's where we're gonna head over to now. So I'll see you over at the Steel Yard. Yeah. Here's Charlie Brown dressed up for tricks and treats. Very nice. I also just want to explain a few things before we head on our rides on Iron Menace. I was thinking of doing an all rides challenge, just like last year for Great Adventure, but I figured with 20 rides off of Iron Menace, that had to be the case for today. So and now I will officially see you over by the Steel Yard.
Once seated, pull down and push up on your shoulder harness and fasten your seatbelt and confirm it is secure. The operator will be coming around to physically check your shoulder harness and seatbelt. Notify operator if needed.
A very productive 10 ride set here on Iron Menace at opening. Of course, it is running at opening speed, so most of those rides weren't the greatest in the world, especially with those empty trains, but still it managed to speed up as the rides progressed. But definitely waiting on those more rides later in the day, and especially those night rides. This is one of the best night rides in the park, double to that, of course, but I think it's the number 2 night ride in the park, so can't wait to get more rides on it. Right now we currently sit at 90 on the year, so I definitely think it's doable. But really good rides here on Iron Menace. Gonna take a quick break from Iron Menace to take a few rides here on Steel Force. Gotta take advantage of these fall afternoon crowds before it gets crowded later for Haunt.
Attention please. Loose articles and handheld items, including cell phones, are not permitted. They must be secured.
Two solid rides here on Steel Force, one in the front and one in the back. Again, very laughable how much of a difference the front and the back make. I think the front is miles better than the back, only because of the forward airtime you get compared to the little to no airtime, let's be honest, in the back car or back row in this case. But Pretty good 2 rides here on Steel Force. Again, row 3 is the magic seat. Cannot beat that. That was a very nice break, but again, we've got some work to do. Alright, that was a fairly odd set. Got 7 rides, only because during about midway through there started to form a little bit of a line on the stairs, so I had to kind of go around towards the middle of the set, so I couldn't stack up the 1 ride plus the re-ride, but eventually it died out and I eventually managed to get in a good rhythm there. Although, I want to take a quick break here because I want to try and do a tour of all the coasters in the park. Say farewell to them just in case we don't get on them later tonight, because I do have an announcement. We will be doing all the mazes tonight. I know. Finally, at the very tail end of the season, I'll be getting my reaction to all the haunt mazes, which is much needed. Unfortunately, it was a little later than I thought, but hey, at least it's something. But regarding Iron Menace, really speeding up, and I'm really happy how it's running right now. I can't wait to see it running later tonight. But either way, I'm going to start heading up towards the front of the park, start on our normal routine. A quick check-in here at Midway Misfits. With the Christmas season quickly approaching, it is no surprise that the Midway Misfits theme for this weekend is Christmas themed. They got a pretty nice setup here. The Misfit bar is covered in wrap. We got some garland up there with a wreath on the top. We got a nice fireplace scene here with a few stockings around it. Just a pretty nice scene in my opinion. Of course, our normal routine starts right here at Talon, but right now we're kind of in the midday, so still a ride on Talon though. Back row ride on Talon. Running really good today, if I do say so myself. Of course, got that back left ride, as always, my classic. Again, I will be releasing a B&M inverts ranking later this year, so stay tuned for that. But either way, this ride on Talon, which is a really good one. Next ride on the farewell tour is Hydra. Well, it wasn't easy, but we finally managed to get on Hydra. Only reason being, they did have a little issues with one of the trains, so they had to take a look at it on the lift hill here for some reason. I don't really know the reason for that, but whatever maintenance can do to get it open, I'm happy with it. Ride is running really good. We did have a relatively full train because not a lot of people did leave the station. Although there was a mass exodus, there were a good amount of people still waiting. So we did get a full train running pretty nicely today. Hopefully they can keep it open for the night because this is a really good night ride. Next up on the farewell tour is going to be Possessed. Hopefully we get a back row ride. We'll just have to find out though. We in fact did not get the front or the back. We got row 5. That was insane because everybody was for some reason only waiting for the front and back rows. So row 5 just seems to pop up there. So it was an interesting ride. I don't think I've ever been on this in the middle, so it was interesting to experience that for one of the first times. But either way, still a pretty good ride. There are pretty good positives going into the vertical spike. got best of both worlds with a few twists there, so decent little middle ride here. Alright, we've got some work to do. We gotta try and chip away at the total. We got 3 more rides to go, but it looks like there might be a bit of a line right now, so we might only be able to get 1 or 2 in this set, but that's alright. As long as we're chipping away towards that 100 goal, I'm fine. We in fact did not greatly chip away at this since we only got 1 ride on it because they are averaging 3-minute dispatches, so the line got incredibly long, so that is definitely not worth it. Hopefully we can get 2 more for the night rides. And the thing is, they were trying to all of a sudden fill all of the trains, which just kind of slows down operations. It's just, I don't know where that came from and why they're all of a sudden doing it when earlier in the day they weren't filling the train. Now granted, there were less people here in general, but now that the station's full, they should be focused on pumping those trains out, and they're just not doing that at this point. So hopefully we can get our final 2 later tonight. I'm 99% sure we're gonna get a night ride on this later tonight, but just in case, next up on the farewell tour, Steel Force.
It'd be more than 5 million.
Excellent row 3 ride here on Steel Force. This ride just keeps getting better and better as the day goes on. So hopefully we can get a night ride later tonight, but of course the maze is our priority. Maybe may or may not do this one, but we'll see what happens though. Well, it may be on 1 train and the line might be a little bit long, but gotta do Thunderhawk today. A very good sign. The line died down a lot, so definitely got to chip away. After this ride, if we end up getting on the ride, then I will need 1 more ride to make it 100. So let's see if we can do it.
For your safety, please do not
Alright, that wasn't too bad of a wait, and it was a really good row 2 ride as well, so really hoping that we can get our night ride for my 100th ride this year, but we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, it is starting to get a little bit of dark out. Time is now about 5:15. We do have about 1.5 hours left until Haunt actually starts, so we might take a break until then because I've done everything that I wanted to do today. So we'll see you back after the break. Alright, welcome back to the video. We have found our spot for the opening ceremony and the Shriek Show. We got a really good spot, so cannot wait for these shows. I'll see you back after the shows.
Dorney Park was just the beginning! This place was my doorway back to Earth! A stage for me to regain my strength and savor your screams! I've exposed you all to my nightmare all these years, but this time, you're never waking up!
He's not one.
Monsters! Yes! My sick and twisted show them what true chaos looks like! From this night forth, you have no master! Creatures! Enjoy your newfound freedom! Take every soul you possibly can! People of Hunt! Beware! Tell the world Hecate is coming for you all! Long live Hunt!
Get these two Hecate! Hecate!
Yes! Alright, I am very much a slacker today, but right now we are in line for Tourist Trap, which is going to be our first maze of the day. This last year I remember this not being all that great, so let's hope that it can not disappoint this time. Oh, that was certainly a long one. The scares were decent, and the theme was really well made. It's like a World's Fair theme in a motel, although a lot... I do remember it being a little bit lighter in there. I mean, I like it a lot darker, you know, but this is a pretty decent maze. I would say middle of the road here in the park. Well, it appears that Sink the Jerk is finally going on. Unfortunately, we are heading to Steel Yard for Ghost in the Machine, but still pretty cool nonetheless. It is time for one of my favorite mazes, Ghost in the Machine. Although it is a fairly lengthy line, so we might take a little bit to get through this one. But either way, should be really good. Still one of my favorite mazes here at Dorney Park. And that ending just keeps getting better and better. Of course, I will spoil it a little bit. The outside part is well sequenced. There are a ton of actors in there. And of course, the entire maze is just well made and Universal quality, in my opinion. Of course, I haven't ever been to Universal Halloween Horror Nights, but if I had to guess, that would be a similar experience to that. Hats off to Dorney Park for making one of the best regional mazes. The time has come. It took all season down to the very last day, but upcoming now is going to be my 100th ride in 2025. What an accomplishment. I did this for Toro last year, and now for my second home park, Iron Menace. Cannot wait, especially here at night. Just incredible. It always runs amazingly at night, so this is going to be a really good 100th ride. Can't wait to do it. Let's do it. And there it is, 100 rides on Iron Menace in 2025. Cannot believe we got back-to-back with Toro and Menace in back-to-back years. That was probably the best ride of the day, especially with it being at night. It is running phenomenally right now. Got the full train, got the full package, front row, all that. Just an amazing experience for the 100th ride. Next up on the list of mazes is Necropolis, the all-outdoor maze. Basically a graveyard, so can't wait. And Necropolis done. It is on the shorter side, but I feel like it's more of the aesthetic that gets it. It's a really open graveyard feel, and I feel it pulls that off really nicely. The scares are okay because you can kind of see them as they go, but there were some good ones in there though. Again, really good aesthetic, but not just okay with the scares. Up next is Trick or Treat. This is going to be one of the shorter mazes of the day because it's kind of crammed into here between Steel Force and then Thunderhawk. But either way, it's a decent little maze. Though I wouldn't do it if it's not a walk-on like it is now. So just really check the line, make sure that it is a walk-on to do this. And just got out of Trick or Treat. It was much better than I thought it was. Got most of the scares. There were a ton of scare opportunities there. A lot of interaction, regular scares like scares within the house itself. All overall pretty good, and definitely shot up my rankings. Well, it appears that we will get our Steel Force night ride. So this will be our very last ride on Steel Force for 2025. Let's do it. And there it is, the final Steel Force ride of the year. In the front row, it was cold, especially in the Helix. I don't know what it is about the Helix, but the temperature seems to drop like maybe 10 degrees back there. I don't know what it is, but it's just incredible though. Airtime hit hard in the front row, of course, and of course being a night ride just amplified it by a ton. So very great way to end off our Steel Force 2025 rides. Next up on the agenda is going to be Roadside Stop and Shop, formerly known as Cornstalkers, mostly because it takes place in a corn maze. So can't wait for this. And there we go, Roadside is done. I do remember that being a little better last year, although that doesn't deter from the fact that it's still really, really good. I really love the corn maze at the end with all the scarecrows in them, and they have a lot of great scenes in there, so highly recommend checking out Roadside. Approaching Port of Call now, because this is where the Skeleton Cruise stage is. Now the reason I say stage is because up front they posted that there might not be any shows today, although on the app says otherwise, so I'm not exactly sure if there's gonna be any shows today, but we're going to wait here just in case for the 10 o'clock show. Alright, they re-put up the time, so we are going to wait right here to watch Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew, great as always, but now it's time to get one of our last rides on Hydra, night ride at that. And the last ride of Hydra's 20th anniversary is a night ride. Really like this night ride, although I do think it was better last time with the full train, since We did have an empty train this time, but that's besides the point. Night rides on this are always great, although it was abnormally cold out, so that didn't really help that. But either way, really good ride. Alright, this is it. We are coming up on the final ride of the 2025 operating season. That ride, Talon, the Grip of Fear. Let's do the last ride of the season. And with that, the 2025 Dorney Park season has come to an end here on Talon. Didn't exactly get the back row, we got row 7. Still a pretty good ride, especially at night, of course. But I couldn't think of any better way to end off the season. This is, of course, number 3 in the park for me, but still, this is a really good ride to end off on. But with that, we are about to end off the 2025 season. We're gonna start making our way towards the exit. And just like that, another Dorney Park season has come and gone. What a season this was. I had a very, very successful season, especially with getting 100 rides on Iron Menace this year. Cannot beat that. Cannot wait for next year. Hopefully we can get some news on announcements, possibly a Hydra repaint. We'll just have to see about that, of course, but excited for this park's future. Cannot wait for what's to come. But with that, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course, subscribe for more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.